So, a sort of association with Forum of Enterprises started probably somewhere in the mid 80s, quite late, and with the Indian Liberal Group early 90s. Now, in early 90s, I think there were lots of those um, conferences which are being organized by the Raju on understanding the economic reforms process, question about privatization, questions about globalization, and so on. So I used to participate in that, and there used to be a great number of great thinkers coming for those kind of deliberations and discussions. And that's how the whole process became sort of participative for me, getting involved with the Raju's Freedom First and as well as the Project for Economic Education. Now, the Project for Economic Education, which is a wing of the Indian Liberal Group, sort of thought about producing alternative budgets. And just before the presentation of the normal central budget, just about 2 to 3 weeks before that or about a month before that, we used to come out with our own publication. And there were in the early stages of this particular first liberal budget which was being presented, we had a conference held in what is this place, sort of in Nasik, close to Nasik. I forget the name of that place, but Leslie Stoney program which was there. And we used to have this kind of workshops and conferences. And that kind of a conference was attended by T.N. Nainan, then Suresh Tendulkar, all these people were there. And we used to discuss about what should be the fiscal policy for this country, what should be the trade policy, what should be the pricing policy, what should be the regulatory institutions and all that. Based on those deliberations, we came out with the first Indian liberal budget. And we also made presentations on that liberal budget, both in Bombay and in Delhi, held the press conferences and so on. It did receive some attention, but the kind of attention which we were expecting from that kind of activity did not happen. We came out with another 3 subsequent publications of the Indian Liberal Group. So, in all about 4 or 5 such alternative budgets were being prepared. So, these budgets enabled us to at least look at the entire fiscal system at a great deal of sort of specific details. We had discussions with Geeta Krishnan, who was the former finance secretary, and he was from Chennai, and many others, So, that was a good kind of a contribution which came from the Project for Economic Education for liberal economic thinking.